So what credit score do you actually need to buy a home? Well, Fannie Mae just got rid of credit scores in general. So that doesn't mean you can have bad credit and still get a home. But what it means is they don't have a minimum credit score, so they're going to look at the whole credit picture. Some other programs still have minimum credit scores, whether it's a bank statement loan, 1099, different things. FHA still has a 580 on the minimum credit score, that kind of thing. So when you're looking at minimum credit scores and rates, that's where you really get affected. So assuming you have that 580 credit score, your rate is probably going to be higher because there is that added layer of risk that has the rate go up a little bit. Now, on the other side, if you have a higher score, you could get a credit to the rate, basically lowering that rate for you because you are a better credit risk. So those are things that go into the layering of risk when it comes to rate and credit scores. The other thing you can do is different programs require different scores. FHA, for example, has more lenient credit guidelines. So they're going to accept some of the older lates. They're going to accept some of the lower credit scores, that kind of thing. Actually, the guideline with FHA is that you've had no lates in the last 12 months. So you could have had lates 13 months ago, and that would not disqualify you. Whereas with a conventional loan, you maybe have lates in the last, 14 months, but because it affected your credit score and because guidelines are a little more stringent with a conventional loan, you might not get qualified or approved, but you might get approved with FHA. So those are kind of differences there. And of course, when we do other loans, again, when I say bank statement loans, 1099 loans, DSCR loans, those kind of things, they are very much hinging on your credit score. So the rates are very much set up based on what your credit scores are. The last thing that can do that we look at is it's not always about your credit score either. A lot of times people have a 780 credit score, but they only have one trade line on their credit. Then the underwriter may come back and say, we need 2 trade lines. And by trade lines, I mean a credit card or a car loan or something. Those are called trade lines. So you may have a great credit score and you may come to me and say, Dawn, I've got this great credit score. My credit's 780, and I'm going to be like, great, let's get you approved and get you call and you send your stuff in, and then I pull your credit and I find out you have one car loan that you paid off 3 months ago. So now the way the lender is going to look at it is that you have no trade lines, and we need 2 to show that you make those monthly payments and that you are paying on time. Now, I can make trade lines for you. I don't want you to put them on your credit report, but I can make trade lines for you. Like if you have a cell phone payment, if you pay your car insurance, maybe you're renting and you pay electric or water and it's in your name and you've been paying it for more than 12 months. And that's the key too. Just because you have a trade line, oh, I got a new credit card, but you've only been paying on it for 3 months. That's not going to help me. I need 12 months. They want to see consistency. They want to see that you've been making your payments on time. And the same thing kind of goes on the other end. If you have a 620 credit score or something lower or 580, but you've been paying on time, you just have a lot of credit debt, or maybe you have a ton of student loans, but they're deferred, or whatever the case may be. I can take a look at those and not just look at the credit score, look at your actual whole credit profile. And then we can see where you fit. Because again, as I've always said, doing a loan is like putting together a puzzle. The credit piece is only one part of that puzzle. And then the credit score is only one part of that credit piece. So there are many things that go into looking to get you approved. So if you're thinking, oh, my credit score isn't very high, I can't get approved for a loan, that might not be the case. Or on the other side, if you think your credit score is great, you may not have enough trade lines. So the best thing to do is always to call me. Let me take a look at it. It doesn't cost you anything for me to pull a soft pull credit report, and it does not affect your credit, but it gives me an idea as to what direction we need to take you and how to get you pre-approved. So if you've got any credit questions or any questions at all, give me a call. Dawn Hall, Van Dyke Mortgage, 239-789-7561, your lender for life.